Welcome back to State of the Nation. We're coming back with another view at the Senate, which has agreed with the House of Representatives, of course, to take over the legislative functions of the Kogi State House of Assembly, pending the restoration of normalcy in the Assembly. It also declared that the impeachment proceedings embarked upon by 5 members of the State Assembly is null and void. The upper chamber took these decisions after looking at the reports from the House of Representatives on the matter. The Senate consequently directed the Inspector General of Police to seal the Kogi State House of Assembly complex until the matter is resolved. The Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, at plenary made the position known to the Senate very clear. We're going to talk to my guest much later on the show, and let's first of all hear what the Speaker had to say.
The Kogi State House of Assembly has not been able to perform its legislative function as a result of the lingering crisis rocking the House, as confirmed by all the stakeholders in the state. The House has been under lock and key since the suspension of plenary on February 15, 2016, as none of the groups has held any meeting in the shadowed members. There is palpable tension and apprehension of possible security breach, which could lead to further distrust and breakdown in law and order. The division of the Kogi State House of Assembly cuts across party line and is prone to violence and insecurity. The National Assembly hereby invoke the powers conferred on it by Section 11, subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to take over the legislative functions of the State House of Assembly pending the restoration of normalcy in the Assembly. Those in favor of prayer will say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Condemn the role played by the Nigerian police in subverting the provisions of the Constitution by providing cover for only 5 members out of the 22 members of the Kogi State House of Assembly to commit illegality. Those in favor of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. And prayer 4, direct the IG, Inspector General of Police, IGP, to seal the Kogi State House Assembly complex until the matter is resolved. Those in favor of prayer 4 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Let's look at the issues further on State of the Nation. I'm being joined in the studio here by Mr. Deji Ige. Of course, he is a legal practitioner as well and an analyst. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on State of the Nation.
Oh, it's a long time, Gimba.
It is a long time indeed.
And thank you for having me on the program.
Now, the Constitution allows the Senate to act as it did. However, the legislators in Kogi State claim that there is no friction or division whatsoever in the House. Do they have a case in this instance?
Well, before I answer your question, I just have to give a background information. You know that Kogi State has been a theater of political absurdity of a sort. They've contributed immensely to the Nigeria electoral jurisprudence. It's from Kogi State that we now learn of inconclusive election. From Kogi, we imported the inconclusive election to Bayelsa. From Bayelsa, the issue of inconclusive election is now a new lexicon. It started all the way from Kogi State. And apart from that, you find out that the Constitution is apt on the subject matter of who should be a governor and how a governor should emerge. A governor ought to contest with a deputy before he becomes governor. I've never heard of a situation. I say it has been a theater of absurdity for a long time. So, but the Kogi State House of Assembly acted against their own enlightened interest. You know, majority of the members of the House of Assembly are PDP members. The governor, the executive, belongs to another party. Whether they are divided, whether they sponsor 3 or 4 or 5 members to more or less stage a democratic coup, the other 20 went against their own enlightened interest. That the House of Representatives took over. The APC is in the majority in the House of Representatives. So either win or lose, head or tail, the executive in Kogi will win. Because whatever goes from Kogi, which is an APC state, to the House of Representatives, which is predominantly APC, one way or the other, whatever, like in the past, they said, family affairs. It becomes a family affair. I only pity the PDP-dominated House of Assembly who played into the hand of the executive against their own enlightened interest. You know, the crisis has been on for quite a long time. This is not the first time they will try to impeach the speaker. I said, when against their own enlightened interest, in the first instance, there are 22 members. And if you are going by Section 92, 2C of the Constitution, only 2/3 of 22 could remove the speaker. How come 5? So, any society without a minimum code of conduct, it becomes a suicide club. In order to prevent the assembly from being a suicide club, order a higher authority, the House of, thank you, have to come. I said, no. If you want to turn this place to another theater of absurdity, we will not allow it. Constitutionally, this is what's supposed to happen, and that is what we do. And in the interim that the House of Rep has taken over, I said the PDP has acted against their own enlightened interest. So, head or tail, the executive in Kogi, in the interim, wins, whether with the House of Representatives or...
So how is this new responsibility by the National Assembly expected to take effect, do you suppose?
No, that is constitutional. I think you understand me. I said Section 11(4) give them the power to legislate for good governance, for order, security, and good governance. And if a state is unable, a state House of Assembly is unable to conduct its affairs, to perform its functions of legislature, one way or the other, the National Assembly will take over. Like I told you, there was a time before this present scenario when thugs came and destroyed the vehicles. They vandalized the vehicles of members of the House of Assembly. That was sometimes in 2014 or 2015. So this is not new that they are coming up, whether sponsored or not sponsored. But one way or the other, I said, against their own enlightened interests, they play into the hand of the ESCO. And the National Assembly has taken over for good governance of Kogi State. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. They promise going to court?
The National Assembly also said that it can only allow the state legislatures to begin to function as they should if normalcy returns. When and at what point can we define normalcy now?
That is who defines when normalcy will return? Is it the court or is it the governor? You know that a third party, things has been going on smoothly under the former governor, Idris, before the coming of this new governor. One way or the other, I think there is an intervention somewhere, and they introduce the crisis. And you know, one of the issues they raise is that the governor and the speaker are from the same zone. The matter is, you know, the Kogi State matter is before the tribunal. I won't want to comment on that. But if there is a change, in the status quo, you know that I don't know the direction where the case in the tribunal will flow. But if there is a change in the status quo, one way or the other, the Kogi House of Assembly, normalcy may be returned there. But with the interim arrangement, if the interim arrangement continues as it is, one way or the other, we may have to wait for a very long time.
I want to thank you so much indeed for your thoughts, Deji Ige, a lawyer and, of course, a political analyst, for speaking to us here on State of the Nation. The National Electricity Regulatory Commission had released a new electricity tariff regime in 2015 for electricity users in Nigeria. A widespread condemnation for organized labor and civil society organizations subsequently trailed the increase, with unions staging protests across the country. That hasn't worked, as people are still getting bills, still reflecting the increase. Services and commodity prices have recorded increases as well, as much as 50% and in some cases 100%. Internet service, for instance, have been seeing rates increase by as much as 40% in an economy that desperately needs to catch up with innovations. Popping up the question, in whose best interest are the internet providers working? Should the lawmakers reference these sky-high prices? Is the business as usual, or is the economy overflowing? So many thanks indeed for being part of State of the Nation today. I want to thank you so much indeed. I'm Gimba Umar, and bye for now.